think I'm live. Looks like we're on. Sorry about that. Just got a message that there was a disconnection. Anyhow, let's get on with it. I'm talking today about how it's okay to feel whatever you're going through, and that's any emotion. Before I get to that, what I did want to say, hang on. Yeah, we're going. What I did want to talk about first was an experience that I had with one of my best friends and her 2-year-old daughter. At the time, she was 2. This is going to lead right into feelings and how we treat ourselves. So it was about 2 years ago, as I said. Her daughter was 2, and we were out somewhere, playing outside, and the daughter was really excited, and she happened to fall. My friend was sitting on a bench, and the little one was trying to get up or something and happened to bump her lip and slipped on the way down, or bumped her lip on the way down, and she cried and cried and cried, and my friend just held her. Now I've learned in these situations, especially with this friend, being so close to her, not to react, just to kind of be in the same space, but just I learned to observe. So it was one of the most beautiful experiences that I've ever had in my life, and it taught me a lot about myself. And I mean, between the two of them, and now with her second child as well, I still learn a ton. So what happened was the little one fell. She bumped her lip on the way down, and her lip was bleeding. She started to cry and cry and cry. She didn't know that her lip was bleeding yet. She's bawling her eyes out, and mommy's just holding her tight. And what's always interesting for me is what mom says to the little one. And now my friend, contrary to what I hear a lot of, and that's, when child is crying, just, it's okay, there's nothing to cry about, it's going to be okay, when in fact it's not. The child was absolutely, she was bawling her eyes out. And so mom just said to her, she was just like, it's okay, let it out, please cry, along those lines. It was something along those lines, but it was really beautiful. And then she slowed down her crying, and they were looking at each other face to face, not in the embrace anymore. And mom noticed the bloody lip. So she said to the little one, now I have something to tell you. Your lip is bleeding. And she said something along the lines of, do you want to try? Do you want to taste the blood? And the little one just nodded her head, and mommy took the blood from her lip and she put it in her mouth, and it was the most incredible thing. Then they had a conversation about the blood. So that's kind of the story, and that's a lot of gosh, I get so many lessons from this wonderful friend and her little one. So that brings me to you, and how do you treat yourself when something's gone wrong with you? Are you like, it's okay, everything's gonna be fine, or are you beating yourself up like, holy crap, I can't believe I did that, and how stupid could I be for tripping and bumping my lip, for example? And it's what my friend taught me was like, we stop and embrace little kids, but how often are we doing that to ourselves? When something really horrible happens to you, when do you stop and say, oh my gosh, that was really awful, actually I'm sorry? And this is one of the things that my friend was saying to her little one. She's like, I'm sorry this happened to you, I know it must suck. And that just allowed her to cry it all out. So we take this back to you and me, and when something crappy happens to us, how about we try to say to ourselves, how about we try to apologize for the thing that's happened, and I'm sorry this has happened, we'll do better next time, or whatever it is, and just let it be as it is, rather than trying to change it for something that it's not. And that goes back into, so this is getting on to the topic, or the subject of this video. It's okay to feel what you are, because a lot of the time from media, from school, from our parents, from grandparents, whatever family, we're always hearing, you, why are you sad? Why are you depressed? Why, snap out of it, grow up, get over it, let it go. When actually the thing that we really need is to just be with that thing, right? To accept that I'm feeling this right now and it's happening to me. It's really, really real, rather than you trying to change it for something like, I'm going to say this, rather than like positive talking your way out of it, which is essentially lying to yourself. Why don't we accept exactly what's going on and say, all right, this is what's happening to me right now, and I allow this to happen to me right now. I allow these feelings, and just let it be. I have a confession for you, like, even, gosh, before doing these videos, this is my third one now, and my heart's racing for one, totally, completely nervous about it, for so many reasons. I mean, for so many reasons, and then for no reason at all. Here we are, and in any case, before I started this video, and everyone, I go through I allow myself to be scared, and then I remind myself, you know what? When have you stopped from doing something by being scared? So whatever you're feeling, feel it fiercely, feel it and go for it anyways. It's all but a beautiful game, this wonderful life that we have. Now, speaking of wonderful life, I wanted to, before I forget, share with you a film that I watched with my husband. We watched this in the last 6 months, and it's called Inside Out. If you haven't seen it, I highly, highly recommend it, especially in line with this topic about feelings. It's a cartoon, it's an animated film, but it is very, very much geared to everybody, not just children. And if you have seen the film, now this might be a little bit of a spoiler alert. This idea is not in the film, but it's something that I came up with, and I suggest to people sometimes that, like, after. Imagine that you've passed away, and you go to the spiritual tribunal or council, and you're brought there in the court, and all your emotions have to testify on your account. So what would your emotions say about you and how you were towards them in your lifetime? For me, I could tell you that anger would say that she avoided me like the plague until she hit, until she was close to 40. So, that's just me personally. So there's an idea for you if you would want to try that. Imagine that you've passed over, and what are your emotions going to say about you, how you were towards them in your life? Because emotions are very much a part of us. They're as much a part of us as your hand, as your arm, as your nose, whatever. They're no different. So how are you treating yourself, whatever age you are, whatever state of life you're in? I think I'm going to end this right now, and encourage you to continue to feel exactly what you're feeling. If someone's asking you how your day is going and it's not going very well, be honest about it. You don't have to let on to everybody the things that you're going through. You can be honest and very gracious and loving at the same time, and not take out, if you are having a bad day, on someone else. And by being real, we're going to get better. We're totally going to feel better. So I wish you well on your path, and thank you for tuning in, and I hope to see you again next Tuesday. If you have any comments or suggestions, anything, let me know. This is all a work in progress, and hey, I'm just doing it. Love you guys. Bye.